What's up everybody, JJ Shankles the Goat Toasters here. Hope you guys are having an amazing day out there. Today we've got a lot of exciting tech news, so let's get right into it. First off, we're going to start with some camera news. Olympus is selling off their camera division. They'll be selling it off to the Japanese investment fund JIP. They do say this investment fund will keep Olympus cameras going as business as usual, they called it, to say that updates will still keep coming out and upcoming cameras will still be released. But it does leave Olympus cameras in a little bit of a rocky setting, unsure exactly how stable a company is when they're going to sell off part of their company. They could do great things again, but this could also mean the start of the end for Olympus cameras. But it does leave some uncertainty for the Olympus cameras going forward. On to some hardware news. LG may have just announced the wireless headphones that 2020 needs. Their high-end wireless earbuds will feature a case that kills 99.9% of bacteria. It features a UV cleaning system inside of it that when you put your headphones into charge, it will shine this UV light on there and they say it will kill 99.9% of bacteria while it charges. I think this is a great feature that a lot of headphone manufacturers are kind of missing out on, because when I read about this story, I realized, yeah, I never clean my wireless earbuds. I mean, I'll rinse them off or wipe them off, but I never sanitize my earbuds that are going in my ear every single day. And so if you drop them and put them back in your ear with just a slight rinse off, that doesn't actually kill the bacteria, and you're putting a lot of bacteria in your ear. This could be a technology adopted by other brands, and for 2020 it might be something we definitely need. And on to some general news. Amazon's AWS is announcing they're releasing software called Honeycomb. This software package will allow creators to create apps or web development without using any coding. It's simply a drag and drop type of interface and will be a much simpler way for creators to create new apps without having to learn coding, and they claim it can be very scalable for even large-scale apps being able to use this Honeycomb software. And maybe everyone will be able to create apps as they want now. Huge news in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space. We've got two different stories covering this. First, that PayPal and Venmo will allow you to purchase cryptocurrency in the future. They'll probably limit it to some of the larger coins out there like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, but this is a huge step in the right direction for creating accessibility for everyone to be able to get into Bitcoin, to be able to get a piece of this currency of the future. I do think ease of access to Bitcoin will definitely increase the availability and widespread adoption of something like Bitcoin. And the other story is a big part of that. CVS, Rite Aid, and 7-Eleven will now allow you to purchase Bitcoin inside their stores at 20,000 locations across the country. That's only in stores here in the US, at least as of now. They're going to be putting in Bitcoin ATMs or sites that don't have the ATM. I think you can purchase it right at the counter through even cash. You can turn cash straight into Bitcoin. This will make it so easy for anyone who wants a small piece of Bitcoin, no matter how small. If you want to put $1, $5 into Bitcoin, you can easily do this by just going down to the local corner store and buying yourself some Bitcoin. And on to some mobile news. Big news from Apple. Their WWDC keynote address this year was done virtually, and it comes with some huge announcements. I think I'll cover this one especially in its own video, but some of the big things is that your iPhone will now get widgets, something Android's had for a while, better file management system, something Android's had for a while, but I joke, it'll have a lot of great features this time. From watches to iPads to the full desktop experience, we'll all have some pretty big upgrades this year. So this was an exciting keynote and a lot of big updates to look forward to. But Apple didn't have all the fun of big announcements this week. Google also had some good announcements. A big update for privacy and security. They will now be deleting your location and web history after 18 months. So they'll no longer keep such a long history of people's private information. This is a huge step in the right direction for people's privacy and online security. And I'm proud of Google for creating such forward-thinking updates like this one. And more Google news, the March feature drop for the Pixel 4 is now out, featuring a lot of great updates. This one might also need its own special video, but I'll cover a couple of the key takeaways. A big one is an automatic car crash detection, where with all the sensors in it, it kind of knows when you're traveling at car-like speeds, and if you stopped all of a sudden, it would pop up on the phone and say, hey, were you just in a crash? And then you could tell it, no, I'm fine, or yes, I was in a crash, or if you don't answer for long enough, it will automatically call 911 and give them your current location so they can come get you. This is an amazing update for security, and I hope all phone manufacturers will be able to take this one on, because this update has such a potential to create everyone who has a cell phone safer while driving cars. The other big update is called Rules, and it allows you to change things and set things to change as you go to certain locations or as the time of day changes. So you could say at sunset, turn on dark mode, or when I get home, turn on Wi-Fi, or other settings you can change with different criteria inputs. There have been other third-party apps that allowed you to do this, like Tasker or If This Then That, but now this will be natively baked in to the Android operating system. So definitely a big feature for people who like to tinker with their phone and like to customize it to exactly what they want. This will give people native support for some pretty advanced customizations. And our final story of the day, I wanted to save it for last because AI is racist. It's not a bias. AI and face detection is bad at recognizing darker skin tones. It works best on white male skin. It doesn't work on female faces very well. It doesn't work on darker skin tones, and especially women of color, it is very bad at detecting. And unfortunately, some police departments across the country are deciding to use face detection to collect suspects for cases. There was the recent case of Robert Williams where he was wrongly suspected of stealing watches from a store when he was definitely not the person. The store's security cameras caught one blurry image of the suspect, and the police plugged this into their software. Their software said it was Robert Williams, and the police department went and arrested an innocent man instead of using their technology to actually help. AI is racist, and it doesn't do a good job at distinguishing between dark skin tones. I think the big problem here is that people don't know the limitations of their technology. The police departments aren't up on tech and don't know the limitations of this tool they've been given. And so they think they can just use it for everything when it really isn't a tool for everything. It's a tool that works best in good situations, and it's dangerously reckless for the police to use this software in this way right now. I don't want to get into a political rant right now because this is a tech news show, but I know I personally will be emailing and calling my representatives to inform them they do not need to be using AI in the police departments because this is the wrong use of this technology. I don't want to get too preachy, but I do want to mention my opinion on that. But that about wraps up our news for today. If anything I said was incorrect or I missed a story you wanted me to cover, make sure to comment it down below and I will get to that story in the next episode. And also while you're down there, if you would hit that like and subscribe button, it really helps this channel out with the YouTube algorithm. But anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing day out there. Make sure you're staying safe, make sure you're washing your hands a lot, and I will see you on the next episode. Go Toaster out.